let's go ahead and create our service registry project, which is the terawarehouse-service-discovery. A service registry like Netflix Eureka is a fixed point that allows the services to find and communicate with each other without knowing the host name nor the port, but with only the Spring application name. Eureka enables client-side load balancing, and with a fair setup, client can act as a server as each client communicates and synchronize with each other. Let's start by setting up the Eureka server, which is our terawarehouse-service-discovery project. So create a new Spring Boot project with that name and add the dependency Spring Cloud Starter Netflix Eureka server, which will provide the necessary dependencies to make this project a service registry server. And then don't forget to add the dependencies to Spring Boot Starter Web and Spring Boot Starter Actuator to let us display the server information which we might need later on. And then annotate the Spring Boot application with @enable Eureka server. Now let's configure the application.yml file. Here we set the application name, and we have these keys which says register with Eureka equals false and fetch registry equals false, because we don't want our server to register as a client to the server. And then we will have two profiles, namely the instance 1 and instance 2. Notice that they almost have the same keys and values. The only difference are the server address and the default zone, because instance 1 will run on the machine where I am doing the video, and instance 2 will run on another machine. So instance 1 will run on that 100, and the default zone is 101. This is the other Eureka server discovery server that we will set up, meaning this will become a replica of the service discovery server that we have in that 100. And the same in instance 2, we will have the address of the instance 1 as the value of the default zone, meaning that the instance 1 will become the replica of the instance 2. And then, as is true in all microservices architecture, we will always start by running the Spring config server, because all the other microservices could be using the configurations provided by the config server. And then let's run the two instances. Again, the instance 1 will run on this machine, and the instance 2 will run on another machine, which is running on Ubuntu. So I will not be able to share it to you, but it's basically the same. You just have to create a new run configuration for the service discovery and set the profile to instance 2. So this one is running on instance 1. Alright, it seems that both our service discovery servers are now running, and we can access them via the IP address, which is .100 using the port 8761, and the other server running on another machine is .101 server running on the same port, as we can see here. And as I mentioned earlier, the service discovery running on the computer with IP address 100 has a replica on the computer with a network address 101. So they are a replica of each other. Now, to configure the client, we will start by adding a new dependency in our terawarehouse catalog. And that dependency is the client. Obviously, we added a server to the discovery server. So in this case, we will add a Spring Cloud Starter Netflix Eureka client. This will provide the needed dependencies for this project to connect to the service discovery server. Next is we need to annotate the Spring Boot class or any configuration class actually with @enable discovery client. And finally, we need to add the Eureka server information in the configuration file. So we will be using the bootstrap properties and the catalog properties in our local repository. And we need to set the Eureka client configurations like this one. But remember that we are using a configuration file in our local Git repository. And here is that file. As you may have noticed, we have two values in the default zone because these are the two discovery servers that we have running on the network IP 100 and 101, which have the same port. And then for this to take effect, we need to commit our changes. And then we need to add our changes to our Git repository. So hit git add that to the local repository that we have and commit our changes. Anyway, git commit -m with the message added Eureka configuration. And if we check our config server, we should be able to see the Eureka configuration values. And yeah, it's updated in real time. Now we are sure that the TeraWarehouse project will use these new values that we have set. And finally, let's run the client. Make sure that terawarehouse-catalog is running on the default profile. So let's run this. The client should boot up and automatically register with the two discovery server that we have. And how will that look like? Let's check the servers and press refresh. And now we have the catalog service registered in the Eureka server. And we will also notice again that the server running on 100 has a replica on 101, and the same is true with the server running on 101. It has a replica on the one in the .100 IP. And these values, the environment is the string profiles that active value. As for the data center, I think it's used by Amazon, so you can ignore this one. And I think that's it for this video. Later on, as we introduce new microservices, inventory, order, and more, we can use this service registry for the catalog to send requests to the inventory or simply allow REST communication between them with only the Spring application name. In the next lesson, we will introduce a server-side load balancer that will receive the request from a client and forward it to the appropriate API using the service discovery information. I hope everything is clear to this point. You can always ask questions in the comment section below and I'll be sure to address them. If you want to get notified when I upload the next video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. That will validate that what I'm doing is indeed helpful and will definitely inspire me to create more similar videos. I hope to catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Bye.